Is my voice clear to you?
Yes, sir.
It's reading and writing question type. Generally we see in reading module of PTE, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go on. So for each blank you can see 3 to 4 drop downs.
Sir,
Done?
done. Yeah.
Okay. Feeling overwhelmed by deadlines, bills, and the endless to-do list. Stress, a constant companion in our fast-paced world, takes a click on the options, takes a toll.
Charge.
Takes a toll is an idiom, right? So, what is meant by taking a toll? Vignesh?
Sir, taking a toll.
What is meant by taking a toll? Suffering,
Suffering.
causing damage, causing, harm to your well-being, right? So, for example, the long hours of work
Can cause a toll.
are taking a toll on my health, right? Something like that. Right? Taking a toll is actually correct. So let me check. Click on toll. That's it. Toll is correct on our well-being, but mindfulness meditation offers a powerful antidote. Studies show it can lower stress hormones, leaving you feeling calmer and clearer. The benefits go beyond stress bustling. Okay, not only stress bustling, but also there might be other benefits. Regular practice can sharpen your focus, helping you to tackle tasks with more, click on the options, with more ease. Yes, no issues with it. Ease is correct. Can also boost your emotional resilience. Resilience means able to recover. Equipping you to handle. Equipping. It can also boost your emotional resilience and providing you. I need a word like providing you to handle issues. Providing you, you know, providing you the capability. Equipping would be correct, buddy. Click on equipping. Equipping means equipment, giving necessary things to you, right? It can boost your emotional resilience, giving necessary things to you to handle issues, right? with more serenity. Serenity means serenity, calmness, peacefulness. Mindfulness is not a magic bullet, but a simple tool anyone can use. Unlike medication or expensive treatments, it requires no special equipment or resources. Just a few minutes each day in a quiet space can be enough to cultivate peace and reap. Reap, it's not heap. REAP. Reap means get, garner, take. Take the numerous benefits. Reap, REAP is the right word. Okay? It means get the benefits, acquire the benefits. Right. So on the whole, yes, you can submit it.
Right. Yeah, you're correct.
All are correct.
Changing. Violence. Computer.
Sir, done.
Okay, let's see. Empirical studies, so lab tests or evidential stuff, have delineated. Delineated means describe, right? The dual-edged nature of computer gaming, presenting both beneficial and okay. So double-edged means dual-edged means there might be benefits and also problems, issues. I got benefits here, but in the next word should be
Negative,
negative
I
word.
think. Okay.
Detrimental.
Detrimental.
Detrimental
Okay.
means damaging outcomes, bad outcomes.
Aggressive.
Sorry. Okay.
On the positive front, the games often require players to engage in critical thinking, plan ahead, and adapt to rapidly changing situations. Click on it. Thereby stimulating. Resulting in stimulating. Thereby means resulting in. Thereby. Click on thereby. resulting stimulating cognitive. Cognitive development means knowing, understanding, learning, collectively considered cognitive abilities. So stimulating cognitive development and executive function skills. Okay, functional skills. Conversely, concerns have been raised about potential adverse effects, particularly regarding violent video games. Click on regarding. So are there any other options? Particularly related to, regarding would be better. Particularly regarding violent video games and their correlation with aggressive behavior and desensitization to violence. Being insensitive to violence. Okay, regarding would be fine. Next. The theory of social learning proposes that consistent exposure to aggressive models in video games can lead to the internalization of aggressive norms, manifesting, showing an increased physical aggression and reduced empathy. Okay, so people will become less empathetic, more aggressive. Okay. Additionally, the immersive nature of many games can lead to sedentary lifestyle. Sedentary. So generally sedentary means sitting lifestyle habits. Gaming is mostly you sit and play, right? Have you got my point, buddy? Sedentary means sitting.
Sitting, okay.
Sedentary jobs, sitting jobs. Sitting and you will do job, right? Sedentary lifestyle habits contributing to obesity and relating health issues. The academic discourse surrounding the effects of computer games on children is ongoing. Okay, academic research kind of thing is going on. With the consensus acknowledging, consensus means agreement, general agreement, common agreement, confirming the need for a balanced, acknowledging means confirming here, need for a balanced approach. This involves recognizing the potential for cognitive and social skill development through selective game genres. Okay, so not all games, select games may be encouraged, promoted, or something of that sort, while executing boundaries to mitigate, reduce the exposure to harmful content. Mitigate, I need a word like reduce harmful content, prevent problematic gaming behavior. So such sort of thing must be reduced, right? As per the
Yes.
overall tone of the paragraph. Mitigate means reduce. Sedentary means sitting. So please try to understand overall paragraph's meaning, whether it is coherent or not, and then submit. All correct?
Yes, sir.
Over.
Sudden.
Yeah. The death of a loved one through an accident or act of violence can be particularly traumatic because it is so sudden and unexpected. An initial, click on it, initial period of such loss. Initial crux means main point. Core, initial core of such loss, you may experience intense emotions like anger, guilt, and deep sadness. Initial, I need something negative word like shortcoming. Initial problem, initial issue. Shortcoming is issue, drawback. Click on shortcoming. Aftermath, initial aftermath. Aftermath is after. Right?
Yes, yes. Initial
Aftermath can also be correct.
initial period, initial time.
What's the sentence? In the initial aftermath or shortcoming of such a loss, you may experience intense emotions like anger, guilt, and deep sadness. Could be either aftermath or shortcoming. No, crux. Can I go with crux? No. Third, aftermath would be correct. Initial, in the aftermath of such a loss, you may experience intense emotions like anger, guilt, and deep sadness. The option fits the, best because it refers to the period following an event, which is when the emotions described, would typically be experienced, right? The correct option to use in the sentence is aftermath. Aftermath, click on aftermath. Initial consequence, initial repercussion. Aftermath can also have a meaning like consequence. Physically, you may feel exhausted, experience changes in appetite, or have, click on this. Trouble sleeping is also cool. Click on other options. Error sleeping, no. Deprivation sleeping. Deprived sleeping is okay. Have trouble sleeping, have deprivation sleeping. Trouble is okay. Move on to next. All of these reactions are normal and expected. To cope with the traumatic loss, it is important to allow yourselves to grieve in your own way and in your own time. The pain from traumatic loss may never completely fade, correct, reduce, but it is soften over time. Be gentle with yourselves and allow the grief process to unfold. You have to cry as much as you can. Cherish the happy moments. Click on it. Cherish would be better. Happy moments always be cherished. Yeah, correct. Honor them in a way you choose to live your own life going forward. Though life feels bleak means dull, boring now, you will heal and find happiness and meaning again. Yeah. Hope everything is cool. Oral paragraph is giving better sense. You can submit. All are correct. Please check the paragraph once again and then move on to next.
and,
Are you done,
Sir,
buddy?
done.
Satellite data shows that the Earth has increased its green leaf area by 5% in the last 2 decades. And the rate of greening is accelerating across more than half of its land. This phenomenon known as global greening. Okay. Might seem like good news for the environment, but it is not as simple as it sounds, as it shows or as it sounds. Which could be rare. Sounds and serves can also work well actually. This phenomenon known as global greening might seem like good news for the environment, but it is not as simple as it sounds or shows or evaluates or serves. One of the main drivers of global greening is the rise of the correct option is of course sounds. You know, it is not as simple as it sounds is generally used to indicate that something may seem straightforward or beneficial at first, but upon closer examination complexities or downsides emerge. So in this context, the term global greening refers to the increase in vegetation on Earth, right? Which might initially appear to be purely beneficial for the environment. However, situation is, maybe complex because factors driving this increase, higher levels of carbon dioxide also contribute to climate change, its implications. This thing may not be, you know, positive altogether. So using sounds effectively conveys that while, the initial impression of global greening is positive, the reality is more nuanced and potentially problematic. Let's see what the meaning of the oral paragraph. Yeah. One of the main drivers of global greening is the rise of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which, yeah, that's what we are discussing now. One of the main drivers of global greening is the rise of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which acts as a fertilizer. Acts is cool, correct. However, this also means that the plant is warming up due to the greenhouse effect. Which has many negative consequences for ecosystems and human well-being. Another driver is the expansion of agriculture and tree planting. So the reasons for global greening is, one is carbon dioxide rise. Another driver is expansion of agriculture and tree planting, especially in China and India, which account for is a kind of phrase. Which account for means have a share of. Account for is the correct. Click on account. 1/3 of all greening. While these activities can increase food production and forest cover, they also often replace native habitats, reduce biodiversity, and consume water and chemicals. Therefore, global greening is not a sign that nature is healing. Therefore, would be okay. But rather, the humans are altering the environment on a planetary scale. Can we go with planetary scale? Or changing color of the earth reflects the complex and sometimes contradictory impacts of human activities on the whole. Is it on the whole? On the biosphere. So click on the options. Global greening is not a sign that nature is healing, but rather that humans are altering the environment on a planetary view or scale or effect or place. The changing color of Earth reflects the complex and sometimes contradictory impacts of human activities on the biosphere. Planetary view, okay. Planetary scale can also work well. View can work well. On a planetary scale would be best fit, frankly, the extent. The phrase on a planetary scale correctly describes the extent and magnitude of human impact on the environment across the world, right? This phrase stresses, that the changes being discussed referred to as global greening that involves increases in, vegetation due to factors like higher carbon dioxide levels are not localized but are occurring extensively across the globe, right? The word scale in this context explains the scope and breadth of the impact, agreeing well with discussing global environmental changes. So scale would be best. Click on scale. Scale is okay. Planetary effect. How about planetary effect? But now it is cool, no? Yeah. Let's see if anything goes wrong. We will have further discussion. Click on it. Yeah, all are correct. Have you understood why I have picked these options only?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please check overall paragraph once again.
Theropod. Some.
Sir, done.
Okay. One of the reasons why bird legs seem so thin is that their body is largely hidden by feathers, which can make them look much bigger than they really are. Okay, entire body might be thin. Birds have more muscular thighs that are covered by feathers. Okay, click on it. First option. Shade by their feathers. Covered could be okay, right? And most birds, covered would be okay. And the most birds have scaly skin on their lower legs, which makes these parts look very small and bare. Birds that have feathers all the way to, yeah, all the way to is the general phrase, right? Yeah, all the way to their toes, all the way to their toes, all the way to their toes, such as owls and some breeds of chickens seem to have thicker calves than their featherless legged relatives. But it's not only the matter of perception. Bird legs have some real differences from legs of other living animals. Birds are the descendants of theropod dinosaurs, a group of animals that walked on two legs and varied in size. Unlike most mammals that can walk on two legs, such as bears, chimpanzees, and humans, who stand on their knees, unlike would be better, buddy. So these birds are different from other mammals. Even they have two legs, they can actually stand on their heels. Unlike, let me read the next buddy. Dinosaurs walked on their toes and the front part of the foot, with the rest of their foot bones stretched and lifted off the, click on it, lifted off the ground, lifted off the ground. What does this exactly mean? So click on unlike. Let me see the options. Let me read through this once again. Unlike, or because of, or whereas, or as, Most mammals that can walk on two legs, such as bears, chimpanzees, and humans, who stand on their heels, dinosaurs. Let me read the rest of the sentence here. Dinosaurs walked on their toes and the front part of the foot, with the rest of their foot bones stretched and lifted off the ground. Click on the options. Or air, or tip, or platform. Unlike would be fine. Second one, the ground. Right? So because of would also be better, right? Because of most mammals that can walk on two legs, such as bears and chimpanzees and humans who stand on their heels, dinosaurs walked on their toes and the front part of the foot, with the rest of their foot bones stretched and lifted off the ground. Okay, living birds inherited some of these features. However, as birds became more adapted means adapted to flying, they also developed some distinct features, distinct characteristics. But trait means characteristics.
Can I submit?
1 second, wait.
Whereas
Because of, click on because of.
of
I'm just checking the overall meaning of the sentence. For the last but one blank, ground is actually correct, because it naturally completes the description how dinosaurs' feet were positioned while walking. The foot bones were elevated off the ground. Yeah, unlike would be better. Click on unlike. Unlike most mammals that can walk on two legs, such as bears and chimpanzees. So these are different traits that you can see in dinosaurs and other two-leg species, no? Dinosaurs walked on their toes also. How about two-leg species, bears, chimpanzees, and humans? Could they, can they also walk on their toes? Can you walk on your toes, buddy? No?
no.
So that's a difference. Unlike would be fine. Distinct traits also cool. Yeah. If anything goes wrong, we will discuss once again. We'll check it again. Submit. Yes, all correct. Please check the paragraph once again. Overall meaning of the paragraph.
Spoken. Geography.
Sir, done, sir.
Yeah. Yep. Evidence suggests ancient Egyptians and Greeks used hand gestures. Gestures, gestures means kind of impressions to supplement communications. Okay, for additional communication. Right? It was not at the seven. Click on it at. Yet it was not until the 17th century in Europe that formal until would be better. It was not until.
Wasn't until.
No, it was not
Wasn't.
until. It wasn't
Wasn't
until. Yes. Until that time that is not there.
there.
That's the main. In Europe, that formal sign language began to develop. Flourish means develop. Institutions for the deaf emerged. Click on emerged. Institutions for the deaf emerged. Emerged means come into existence. And with them, educators like Charles Michel de in France, who developed systems using manual alphabets. Let me see the sentence, right? Emerged is okay.
So,
Systems using manual alphabets and gestures. Okay. Like languages spoken, sign languages diversified. Okay, have become different. There might be different sign languages. American Sign Language ASL, for instance, branched out from the French Sign Language, carrying echoes of its European cousin, but copying its own. Click on it. Its own unique identity. Yeah, unique identity would be better. Copying. Any other options? Can you please click on once again? Necessary, foraging, copying, primary identity, necessary identity, unique identity, common identity. American Sign Language, for instance, branched out from French Sign Language, carrying echoes of its European cousin, but forging its own unique or necessary or primary or common identity. Which option could be correct? I mean, necessary, common identity, forging its own common. Common would be better, no? Unique. Unique would be better. Yes, its own, foraging its own. Unique means that's only be seen in it. Because it highlights how American Sign Language has, developed different characteristics and features that set it apart from French Sign Language. Although it has originated from French Sign Language. American Sign Language has evolved in a way that reflects the specific cultural and social needs of American deaf community, making its identity truly unique. Okay, unique would be better. This evaluation was not confined to geography. Within communities, nuances means minute details emerged, reflecting regional dialects and cultural experiences. Deaf communities thrived, stories weaving through generations, jokes punctuated by laughter translated into expressive moments. However, the exploration is examining. Exploration was not paved with only sunshine. The subject. It's all about subject, no? The subject would be better, but the previous stuff is subject, right? Is it examination? Is it any research kind of thing or checking the things or something? There is no such meaning as a subject was not paved with only sunshine. The 19th century saw the rise of oralism, a push to prioritize spoken language for the deaf. Sign languages were deemed inferior, relegating them to the shadows. Thankfully, the pendulum swung back. The late 20th century witnessed would be correct. Witnessed the resurgence of sign languages recognized complete. So I have a doubt once again. Click on subject. What are the other options?
Subject.
However, the exploration or subject or signal or path was not paved with only sunshine. I think path.
Pathway.
Path is okay, buddy. Path is also,
However, the path wasn't paved with only one sunshine.
path would be better. Pavement, paved with only sunshine. It's a kind of standard phrase, buddy. It's actually indirectly explains a journey or a course of action. It suits well in the context and describing a process or development that involves difficulties or challenges. Saying the path was not paved with only sunshine gives a meaning that the development or progress experienced difficulties or obstructions or obstacles along the way. So path would be better. Click on path. Yes. Hope everything is cool. Yeah, you can submit it. Are they all correct?
Yes.
Please check the whole paragraph once again, whether it is meaningful or not. Whether you are able to understand overall clear sense of.
Knowledge.
Sir, done.
Since the last footprints were pressed into moon's dust by Apollo 1799, no one has returned. This pass in moon landings is not about lost interest or lost technology. Click on while. But it's not about lost interest on technology. Lost interest on, it's actually on, I think. There might be printing. But click on but, a complex mix of reasons. It's not the reason, specific reasons that is losing interest in technology, but a complex mix of reasons rehashing our journey in space. Back in 60s and 70s, the moon was a stage for cosmic competition with USA and Soviet Union locked in a space race. Once the Apollo missions clinched means achieved the success. Clinched is correct. Clinched that win for the USA, the urgency faded. So once the USA has succeeded in it, so for the other countries have lost interest in them. There is no urgency. It has already, won the game. The moon had been reached. The point was proven. Yeah, they relaxed. With the box ticked, the prohibitive cost of moon. Prohibitive can also can also have multiple meanings like restrictive and high cost. High cost would be correct in this context. Sky high cost, expensive cost. Prohibitive is actually correct. Prohibitive cost of moon missions running into billions, starting to weigh heavily. Questions arose, was it worth spending so much? Here is the clue, right? So much. Spending so much means prohibitive would be correct. More astronauts to the moon. As the 70s rolled on, priorities shifted. Once again, priorities changed. The space shuttle program promising reusable spacecraft, robotic explorers venturing into Mars and beyond seemed more appealing, and practical would be correct. Click on practical. Appealing and suitable, appealing and practical. These missions promised fresh knowledge and possibly new technologies without the staggering price. Staggering, higher. Unsteady price tag of manned. Let me see the sentence, Ray. Practical is okay. I said practical is correct. Tag of manned lunar visits. Yes. Staggering, unsteady or higher price tag of manned lunar. Yeah, cool. So overall, it is making sense with these options. Let's see. Click on it. Anything goes wrong, we will discuss again. All are correct. Please check the paragraph once again.
Cutting.
Sir, done.
Okay, imagine waving through the city's concrete jungle. Yeah. Camera in hand, you are not just a tourist catching selfies, you are a street photographer hunting for raw moments and telling the city story. But this chase comes with its own set of, click on it, set of memories or set of hurdles, not bundles, hurdles. There is a benefit given in the previous sentence, no? You check for raw moments, catching selfies. We have but. So in the next sentence, I need a negative sense, like I need some, challenges. So hurdles, click on hurdles.
Hurdles.
HURDES. Yeah.
Noise.
First, there are legal hoops, legal problems. Privacy laws and copyright rules can trip you up fast, asking for permission, especially when emotions run high. Requires tact and respect. Tact means, tactfully, keeping calm, maintaining composure. It's a constant balance between capturing real and respecting. Click on it. Respecting limits, of course. Click on boundaries. What are the other options? Respecting edges, boundaries, backgrounds. Capturing the real and respecting backgrounds. It's a constant balance between capturing real and respecting boundaries, limits. Boundaries would be okay. Rules, respecting rules. Yeah. Tech, while handy, throws its own curveballs. The flood of images online makes standing out tough. Finding your unique voice, cutting through the noise, and making your work, click on it. Making your work matter.
Matters.
Making your work matter takes. Making your work matter takes. Finding your unique voice, cutting through the noise, and making your work matter. Making your work matter takes constant. Okay, there are three phrases: finding your unique voice, cutting through the noise, making your work matter. Work falter, no. Include, they are all verbs we don't need. Immediately after it, you have a verb takes. Takes constant reinvention. What is taking constant? There are three things. How it has got takes here? Takes constant reinvention and self-reflection. So the next time you see a photographer navigating the urban maze, remember the challenges they face. Their lens is a window into city's heartbeat, capturing fleeting moments, temporary moments that would otherwise be lost. If they are not as such, you are going to lose. So everything is cool now. Otherwise is correct. Otherwise lost. Otherwise be lost means if it won't happen, what is mentioned in the sentence, it is going to be lost. Okay, it is on the whole, it is cool. Let's see if anything goes wrong, we will discuss. Submit. Olkar, please check the paragraph.
Formed.
Sudden.
Yeah. Right. In the early chapters of human history, nestled under giant trees and beneath the vast sky, humans stood on the, click on the stood. What are the other options? Humans thought on the edge of a major change. Humans stood on the edge of major change. Okay, it's making sense. The discovery of fire was like a spark that set off a huge shift in how early humans lived, thought, and evolved. this invention. Click on invention. Invention over a wild element of nature marked a new chapter. Yeah, this invention. Lighting the dark corners of existence and bringing warmth to the chilly, uncertain world our ancestors walked through. Before fire came into the picture, nightfall meant danger and fear. Click on fear. Any other options? Danger and fear would be okay. Isn't it nightfall meant danger and fear? It was when predators with sharp eyes roamed and fear-filled human hearts. Life was ruled by daylight, and the disappearance of the sun meant hiding away in whatever shelter was available. Click on shelter. Whatever horizon was hiding away, whatever. Yeah. Enough? Are there any four? Only four?
Yeah, 4.
I feel all are okay. Anything goes wrong, we will have a separate discussion. Submit. Submit. You can submit. One was lost.
Control.
It's control over the wild. Okay, okay. It's kind of control. So the discovery of fire was like a spark that set off a huge shift in how early humans lived, thought, and evolved.
New invention.
This control over, okay, by inventing the fire, they have started controlling, the surroundings, right? If it is dark, they can control by fire, right? They can control the darkness by lightening something up. They can get some light, no? Right? We should have thought a bit more, you know.
Control.
Other.
Shall we start discussion?
Yes, sir. Done.
While most mosquitoes are merely means only annoying buzzing and buzzing nuisances, there are some species that carry deadly pathogens, turning them into silent assassins. Okay, it's actually about there are some other notorious. Go with notorious means harmful. Notorious means ill famous. I need a negative sense here. Harmonious is not harmful. Yeah, notorious. Badly famous. Among these is female Anopheles mosquito. The primary vector for malaria, a disease that claims the lives of hundreds of thousands of people each year. Click on it. Predominantly in sub-Saharan.
Large.
In sub-Saharan Africa. Click on predominantly on. Let me see the other option. Each year, uniformly, maybe uniformly also. Intentionally, occasionally are wrong. Maybe I need a word like specifically in sub-Saharan Africa that claims lives of hundreds of thousands of people each year, predominantly or uniformly. It may be uniformly and predominantly, but malaria is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, leave it. Let's see the next. Mosquitoes are also responsible for spreading a host of other deadly diseases. Click on responsible. Yeah. Zika virus, West Nile virus, yellow fever, to name few, right? To name just a few. Yes, name. Correct. With each blood meal, they unwittingly transmit these pathogens from host to host, perpetuating a cycle of disease and death. It's not just humans that fall victim to the mosquitoes' deadly embrace. Wildlife lifestyle susceptible to the diseases carried by, which stands for diseases. Disease is plural. You should not go with is carried. So that must be carried by these tiny terrors from birds to elephants. Yeah. So my doubt is predominantly, basically, whether it is predominantly or uniformly. Click on options. The most notorious among these is the female Anopheles mosquito, the primary vector for malaria, a disease that claims the lives of hundreds of thousands of people each year, predominantly or uniformly or occasionally in sub-Saharan Africa. So predominantly is most likely to be correct, buddy, because while malaria is a significant health issue in other parts of the world, it is predominantly in sub-Saharan Africa where the disease has the most intense impact, profound impact, contributing to a high number of cases and deaths each year. You can't go with uniformly, no. There is no such information that the existence of malaria is same across all areas of sub-Saharan Africa, which is not accurate as some regions experience higher rates of malaria transmission than others, right? Yeah, predominantly would be correct. The rest is so cool, you can just click on it. Submit. Yeah, we got all correct. Please check the whole paragraph once again for better understanding.
are done.
Consider defending a client you believe is guilty or representing opposing. Click on sites. Consider defending a client you believe is guilty, is wrong, or representing opposing
Victims, maybe.
What does this actually say? Consider defending a client you believe is guilty or representing opposing sides or principals or victims or trials in a heated legal battle. Okay, sides would be okay. Representing opposing victims. There won't be opposing victims, no?
Insights.
Opposing trials. Trial is different. Trial is for, prosecution or opposing sides is okay. Just go on because it directly refers to different parties or positions in a legal dispute, which suits well into the situation of lawyer or legal representative involved in a litigation. It clearly denotes the opposing parties in a lawsuit or any legal conflict. Yeah, sides is okay. Welcome to the daily reality of ethical conflicts. Click on it. Ethical measures faced by, ethical conflicts faced by. Let me check the overall sentence once again. Welcome to the daily reality of ethical conflicts or interactions or surveys or measures faced by lawyers where professional obligations and personal beliefs clash and loyalties become a tightrope walk. Ethical conflicts would be fine. The next one. Navigating these situations requires navigating professional. Click on it.
Codes of conduct.
Professional codes. Codes of conduct is a phrase, standard phrase generally you come across. Codes of conduct is correct. Intricate map, complex maps. Intricate means complex. Complex maps outlining rules on conflicts of interest, confidential. Candor. Candor means honesty. But the terrain, but this area is not always clear. What if a client confesses to a crime? Can a lawyer maintain confidentiality while upholding the law? Click on it. Can a lawyer maintain confidentiality because of can a lawyer maintain confidentiality while or since or as if or because of upholding the law? Or which could be while is okay, it is making sense. Right. While is giving clear sense, no? For this scenario, while fits, well, as it explains the liar performing two actions at the same time or concurrently, maintaining confidentiality and upholding the law. So while would be better. Next, these ethical landmines demand careful judgment, sometimes requiring withdrawal from cases, disclosing conflicts to the clients for informed consent. Ultimately, being a lawyer goes beyond legal expertise. It demands balancing the letter of the law with a moral compass. It's about advocating for fair trials, challenging unjust laws, and sometimes even choosing to walk away from ethically compromised cases. Walk away is the straight phrase, no? Cool, walk away is okay. Requiring both legal prowess and unwavering ethical. Click on away, or let me see the complete sentence. Ethical grounding. Okay, let me. It is about advocating for fair trials, challenging unjust laws, and sometimes even choosing to walk away from ethically compromised cases. Walk away is the It's about advocating for fair trials, challenging unjust laws, and sometimes even choosing to walk. Click on the options. Walk away, walk outside, walk down, or walk through from ethically compromised cases. Walk away would be better. Let's see the overall meaning of the paragraph. So in this context, walk away, is the correct one, means to choose not to continue being involved in something due to ethical concerns and other reasons that make it, uncontrollable or untenable. So walk away is cool. Please let me see the paragraph on the whole. It has really taken time, right? Conflicts, sides, codes, while, away. Yeah, all are correct. Just submit them. Great. Shall we do some more questions or shall we stop the session here?
I think it's done.
Okay, that's enough for today.
Okay.
So this is, the question type which contribute majorly to your reading score, right?
Yes.
Reading and writing
In the blank.
under reading section of PTA. So this reading and writing question types make up almost 27% of the reading score, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.